Y'all hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Let's go. It's Friday, man. Somebody got paid today. It's Friday. Somebody got paid today, man. Somebody got paid today. It's Friday. Square business. Somebody got paid today. Let that be you. Let that be you. Somebody got paid today. Got about a few more minutes, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yeah. It's all good, man. What's good? What's good, man? Y'all hit that like button, man. In the name of Shannon Sharpe. Hit the like button in the name of Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe say he beat the case, man. Ain't no lawsuit. Ain't no 50 mil coming out of his pocket. What y'all think about that? Real talk. Ain't no money coming out of Shannon Sharpe's pocket. He get to keep it all. Now, that don't mean he didn't sell it out. That don't mean he didn't sell it out. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah, that's why I just said, today is Friday. Somebody got paid. Yeah, somebody got paid today, man. And he didn't have to pay the 50 million. Real talk. He didn't have to pay the 50 million. Now, that don't mean he didn't pay nothing. He paid something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, listen what I'm telling y'all. That don't mean that he didn't pay nothing. You know what I'm saying? He still had to pay something, in my opinion. But we've been known to know one thing. They file fake lawsuits every day. And they file fake lawsuits in order to assassinate your character, right? And then only to come back and go to court and say, hey, man, I was just playing, right? Especially that lawyer out of Houston, Busby. You know what I'm saying? He gonna file some fake shit going and coming. We all know that, right? It's no different than the lawsuits that he filed against who? None other than Jay-Z. And he filed some against Sean Combs. Ain't no doubt. Tony Busby, the #1 faker. You know what I'm saying? And Jay-Z, that's what I'm saying. Only to come back to do the same thing. Only to come back to retract the lawsuit and everybody just walk away, right? Now, when the news first broke, he was definite that they was gonna get the 50 mil. I mean, character assassination all across the board. We all saw it, right? We all saw it. It was straight character assassination all across the board. Now, will Shannon Sharpe get his job back at ESPN? Is that a yes or a no? Will he get his job back at ESPN? That's my next question. Will you see him back on daytime TV with his job back? Or will we see him on First Take with Stephen A? Right? Will we see that? I don't know. And the reason why I don't know is because the character assassination was already, put out. That's what I'm saying. Now, I want to see how many people come back and clean it up now that the case been dismissed. You know what I'm saying? I know that. Now, will he get the $100 million contract like they was going to give him? Will he get that? Since this case was dismissed without prejudice, meaning that it's closed forever. Can't nobody come back and try to file it no more. It's over with. That's my next question. Will we see Shannon Sharpe on TV this NFL season? And we all know it's getting close. It's getting close to the season. You know what I'm saying? My boy said now they got to up the price. No, they ain't got to up the price. $100 million is a lot of money, man. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, when it first kicked off, right? When Shannon Sharpe first was getting his character assassinated, they was playing all the tapes and all that other shit, right? Everybody was turning them upside down. The joke was on him, right? The joke was on him. Real spill, the joke was on him, and it had been on him for a while. From the time that he stepped out of the SUV with the tight warm-up suit on, right? Everybody started calling him grandma. Everybody started calling Shay grandma, saying he was gay and all this shit. And then turn around, and we all remember the tape that was played on Instagram by coincidence. I'm not gonna say it was by coincidence, because you know why? Shortly after that, he got a deal with the company. He got a deal with this company promoting the enhancement drug, right? Money came from that. So now, like I said, and then months later, he get hit with a $50 million lawsuit. So that's why I say, my question is, to whomever may be concerned, will we see Shannon Sharpe this year on the NFL Network, any one of them? Now, we know he's a Hall of Famer, and he do have a nightcap. So I'm expecting at some time and point for this to come up. I don't know if it's going to come up on nightcap or not, because I don't know what kind of agreement they got in this particular matter. We don't know. All I'm saying, will we see Shannon Sharpe on ESPN? Will they negotiate that contract and let him continue to be on ESPN? Regardless of whatever they say, we all know one thing. He know his shit. He's a hell of an analyst, right? He's a hell of an analyst, but I just want to see one thing. Oh yeah, he gonna bring it up on the nightcap, before it's over with. Now, this just happened. Keep in mind, people, this is fresh off the press. This just happened. You know what I'm saying? This just happened, that the lawyer out of Houston decided that they wasn't gonna go forward with the $50 million lawsuit. Now, the first court date was the other day, and the supposed victim didn't show up. She didn't show up at court. Then all of a sudden this come back, and guess what happened? The lawsuit gone. I don't know about ESPN because y'all got to remember, right? ESPN got a brand they got a brand to take care of, man. They, you know, they got shit that can't be televised on their end of the field, right? Especially when you on they got it on, saying the N-word. He was saying it real tough. And they got all of that on tape. They got all of that. And they got it all through text messages too. So they might not want to be involved with Shannon no more, man. Right? But I know one thing. Shannon much more rather keep that $50 million. Yeah, there ain't no doubt. They carry a lot of pride in that network on ESPN. That's why I said, I don't know if we'll see Shannon on TV this year, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hey, H-Town, I don't know. Man, y'all hit that like button, man. If y'all heard about Will Live Feed, hit the like button, man. If you stumble across this channel about Will Live Feed, hit the like button. Real spill. I need you to hit the like button. Yeah. And come on in and voice your opinion. For those that don't know, all lawsuits have been dropped against Shannon Sharpe. He will get to keep the 50 mil. Now, that don't mean he didn't pay shit. That don't mean he didn't pay nothing to make this disappear, right? Because I will say this. Now, it was a statement sent out by the lawyer for the lady saying both sides came to an agreement. So when I heard both sides came to an agreement, it was either, you know what, man, we all gonna walk away and leave this shit alone, or guess what? Somehow they will allow Shannon Sharpe back on sports until he did it to himself. They still want to make, yeah, I can believe that. Y'all hit that like button, man. Let's go. If you ain't heard about Will Live Feed, hit the like button, man. If you have subscribed to the channel, do so, man. I am who? Mr. 110. Hit the like button. Real talk. Hit the like button. Got Vaughn in the building, man. Got Vaughn in the building. Y'all hit the like button, man. Real talk. But now, like I said, we gonna see. ESPN like to make money. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, it's happy Friday to you too. But I know somebody else glad it's Friday too. Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe got paid in a major way. You know what I'm saying? He got the lawsuit dismissed. So he won't have to go to court. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tony, he laughed. Listen, man. Shannon Sharpe won't have to go to court, right? But what gets me about all this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? What gets me about all of this, man, is character assassination. I keep telling y'all, man, as a people, when you make it to a certain point, right, it ain't really about you. It's about assassinating your character so you won't get to the next level, right? It ain't no different, and I hate to say it, than Sean Combs. It ain't no different than Sean Combs. Look what happened in his case now. The lead prosecutor is fired. You know what I'm saying? The lead prosecutor is fired from his case. The one that was pushing for the 61 months, now she gone. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff is all about character assassination, man. It ain't about nothing else but that, man. And I think sometimes these people just sit around, conjure up these ideas in their mind, and then they just shoot it. They don't care if they win or lose, as long as they destroy your character, right? And expose whatever they go and expose about you, and hoping the money people walk away from you, right? And when this first started with Shannon Sharpe, right? Everybody walked away. They didn't want to be involved, right? Check this out. It's a good thing that he was able to stay relevant with the nightcap, right? Because if he don't have that nightcap platform, he blackballed for these few months because his voice would have been silent. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say he's settled because he's guilty of allegation. She got the money out of him. It's not just character about being exposed. I can agree. That's why I said I can agree with that. I can't argue against a stop sign. You know what I'm saying? She exposed some shit and he was involved. Simple as that. But one thing about it, what's good, AC? He never ever said that he wasn't involved. He was involved and everybody knew he was involved, right? But the thing about it though is this, is that exposure come at the expense of your character being assassinated. What I mean by that, nobody cares about what he do. Nobody, no regular person don't care. What I mean by a regular person, people that he's not doing business with, right? I don't care what kind of sex thing he did with the girl. People that ain't doing business with him don't care, right? People like me and people in this chat, we don't care about what Shannon Sharpe did. Hey man, that's his thing, and that's the way he talk. Do your thing, right? But now, when it come down to the money, what's good? Y'all hit the like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all show up by Will Live feed, hit the like button, and make sure you subscribe. That's all I got to say about that. Now, when it come down to the money, people, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Go ahead and take care of that for me, boss, man. I can't do. There you go, boy. I keep telling these people I got boots on the ground, man. You might get 2 seconds of fame, man, but soon that sniper see it, you out of here. Real spirit. Now, right? Ain't no doubt. Real talk. What's up, Muhammad? It's all good on my end. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all show up. Hit the like button when you show up. And don't show up like that other kid did. Where it say Shannon Sharpe was playing the play just like, and yeah, I can understand that, man. You know, that's why I just told people, man, the thing about that is this here. You know, a man, I can't worry about what no man do in no bedroom, man. That's that man business. He putting in work how he want to put it in, and if they putting in work on him, that's on him. What I'm saying is the people care about it. Who are the people? The people are the people that he has a contract with. Why? Because they expect you to carry yourself in a way to where your shit won't be exposed. See, they really don't care either. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Major Mitchell? Y'all hit the like button when y'all show up. And I'm talking about Major Mitchell too. Yeah. #1 troll in the state of Texas, Major Mitchell. Major Mitchell is the #1 troll in the state. I'm putting him on blast. Like I said, regular people don't care, man. Regular people don't care if Shannon Sharpe sleep with 100 women. Nobody cares. But the people at ESPN care. They care. Real talk. Real talk. The people at ESPN care. Yeah, we got the #1 troll in the building, man. Major Mitchell, man. For all those that don't know, this is a real live correction officer in the building, man. Yeah, they don't mess with sloppy work. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't care either. The people that run ESPN, they don't care. They just normal people. But it's the thing about it though, is when your business come across their desk. See, when your business come across their desk, then guess what we got to do? See, we got to act on that. We got to act on it real quick. And what do we do when we act on it? We got to, that's the first thing is we got to suspend you, right? And that's why I say, it don't mean that he's not coming back. It don't mean he ain't coming back. Because we know one thing, a suspension is a suspension, right? It wasn't short term or long term, right? But I'm quite sure he done been in touch with ESPN. He done been in touch with them. And keep in mind, right? Real talk. Oh, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey, Muhammad, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why they said they wasn't in no hearing to dismiss him. They said, well, we gonna see what happened with the allegations and how it turned out in court, right? They knew what they was doing because, like I said, regardless of the fact, Shannon Sharpe is a hell of an NFL analyst. And whoever say he not is telling a lie. And on top of that, he's a Hall of Famer. And anybody that watched Shannon Sharpe's career he know his sports, right? He knew his sports. The thing is this, it's just happened, the situation got to the network, right? And they don't want that shit. So they gonna put some water on the fire before it catches too much, right? We gonna see what happened during the allegations, and if it go to court, and if it comes back true, then we'll go ahead and put your head on the chopping block. But if in fact it don't come back like that, then we leave the door open for you to see what you're gonna do. Notice this, right? All this settlement gets settled for football season start, right? Sometimes you gotta read between the lines, right? Football season finna get ready to start. You know what I'm saying? One boy said, finna be rack, ain't no doubt. That's why I'm telling you, hit the like button, man. Y'all heard about Will Live? See, a lot of that be live feed, Major Mitchell. You gotta understand that. A lot of these people here is hearing about Will Live feed. These ain't no regulars over here. These people here are checking in by live feed. You know what I'm saying? So, we can't get tied up in with the like button. Because a lot of these people hear about Will Live feed, it's their first time here. They got to feel around and see if the platform is like the other ones. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. We listen and we don't judge. And that's why I said what I said. We just regular people, man. My boy say they trolling. No, they ain't trolling. They just listening. And I ain't mad at them because they listening. It's like when you get ready to go buy a new car. You can't buy that car before you test drive. You know what I'm saying? So let them people test drive this car and see that this shit on the dashboard is real. Let them do that, man. They more than welcome. We'll pick them up. We'll pick them up next time, right? We'll pick them up on the next go round. Ain't no doubt. But we'll see Shannon Sharpe back on TV, man. Real talk. But I'm more, I want to see what he got to say on his own platform, right? Because I know for a fact, if he didn't have that nightcap platform, you know what I'm saying? Y'all messing up Hollywood, he was rolling. Yeah, you know how I do it, man. I can switch lanes, turn it on, turn it off real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? I can multitask real quick. Now, and not only that, I keep telling y'all, a lie can't be told or you can't pick back up on it. But when I speak, I can go right back at it. You know what I'm saying? I can go right back at it. Now, like I said, if Shannon Sharpe don't have nightcap, I guarantee you, he'd have been swept under the rug. He'd have been swept under the rug if he didn't have nightcap. See, that nightcap kept his face on TV. And I'm gonna tell you something else, right? Yeah, he said he was willing to admit to the sex tape, but he also said he wanted her to play. Man, look at this. Listen to this here, Vaughn. Let me explain something to you. when people are after money, right? You know what I'm saying? When people are after the money, they gonna do whatever they gotta do, man. And they gonna say whatever they gotta say. Like I said, I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe didn't pay nothing. Cause I really do believe he settled out. And from the statement that was read by the fake lawyer in Houston, that we all know that Will filed a lawsuit against a black celebrity at any time and all times. He will file that lawsuit, ask Jay-Z, only to come back and recount it. You know what I'm saying? He will file a fake lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no doubt. So he paid something because both sides reached a mutual agreement, and they was already trying to reach a mutual agreement before it even came out. But Shannon Sharpe said he wasn't paying that. But when it all came out and he realized that he's standing to lose more if in fact shit drag out than he did the gain. So when it came down to it, man, let's get back at this particular number. We still on this number right here. I'm not gonna pay this, I'm willing to pay this, right? And that's what happened. What's up, Pico in the building, man? I think my boy said come do a podcast, man. You got that coming, man. You know I want mine in studio. I got to come your way. Just hold what you got, young man. We gonna make it happen. Real talk. What's up, Big Mel? He in the building, man. For all those that don't know, man, y'all go to Hot Thoughts TV, man. Check my boy Pico out, man. Real talk, man. Check him out now before he reaches up to the ladder where it's too high. You ain't gonna be able to talk to him then. Real talk, man. But we're gonna always promote the real ones over here, man. Real talk. And we're gonna show love, man. Shout out to him and the FDA over there putting that work in, man. Real talk. So, man, we're gonna keep it 100. You know I'm gonna slide through there. Ain't no doubt. Price is going up. Real talk. That's why I tell people, man, you gotta be versatile in this shit, man. You can't stay the same because you know why? It ain't gonna stay the same. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Boss man, we got one in the building, man. Boots on the ground, man. You know what I'm saying? Take care of that. He said it's not really the same as throwing it out. Well, we all know that. You know what I'm saying? We know if you sell it, it ain't not really throwing it out. That's just like going to court. You pleading out, but you ain't getting convicted either. It's a such thing as when a situation is bleeding, at some time and point you have to stop the bleeding. And in this case, stopping the bleeding means let's see how much money I'm gonna be out of, run it across the table, and we can stop the bleeding. Because like I said, dragging it out, that keeps the name in social media. You know what I'm saying? And when you making the money Shannon Sharpe making, you can't afford to have your name keep getting drugged like that. Because what happens is you continue to lose people, right? And nobody don't want to be attached to that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man. Hey, man, I just told you. I just said what I said, Aaron. You know, who cares? Shannon Sharpe is, like I said, Shannon Sharpe, yeah, he's still gonna be rich. And that's for real. I got to agree with you on that. I ain't no doubt. I'm agreeing with you. So if you was looking for anything other than that, you was wrong. I'm agreeing with Aaron. Aaron said Shannon Sharpe is still rich and his girlfriend ain't no doubt. I'm agreeing 110% with that, man. Real talk. Yeah. I'm agreeing with you now. You already got that in. Don't do it. Don't overdo it, man. Don't overdo it. Cause you straddling that line right now. Yeah. Oh, I'm not mad either. We don't get mad over here, man. We glad to be alive. We don't get mad. nor do we get even. I just told you we listen and we don't judge. Yeah, Shannon on Trump, OG. Real talk, man. I gotta say, you hear my boy boss man say, don't overdo it. Hey, man, this is a platform, man, where we enjoy ourselves, man. We laugh. Ain't nobody over here mad, man. Yeah. I'm more jealous for not being that rich. Hey, man, you got to put the work in. If you want to be that rich, you got to put the work in, and you got to do what come with that. And that's pay a lawsuit if you get sued. Now, if you ain't able to pay no $20 million lawsuit, man, I don't think you want to be in that limelight, because guess what? When you're in that limelight, everything gets exposed. You know what I'm saying? Square business. Everything gets exposed. Oh, here comes somebody saying they the minister Farrakhan, man. Well, you just got disappeared, man. Somebody just waged war on you, minister. Yeah, somebody just waged war on you, man. I keep telling y'all, man, you got people on standby for that kind of rhetoric, man. We ain't gonna tolerate no rhetoric, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah, okay, you gotta have, hey, man, you need that kind of money, man. You got to put the work in, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Eric, when you get that kind of money, you gotta be able to put up with what come with the money. And sometimes, guess what? The people with that kind of money, they like to participate in funny games. Ask them people that was tied in with Sean Combs. Don't get the money and start acting like Diddy. Don't do that. Oh, man, say real talk, man. Real talk. Yeah. Hello, country hillbilly. What's up, hillbilly? Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said, hello, country hillbilly. What's good? It's all good. Oh, yeah, that's good, man. Keep cooking. Let me know where you at. Ain't no telling when I might drop down, man. Yeah, you a chef in Austin, Texas, man. That's a good one, man. Real spirit. Yeah. I ain't no doubt. Same respect to you, man. I ain't no doubt. We both spent a lot of years behind them walls, man. Yeah, I've been to sig a time or two my damn self. I wasn't always good. My boy said, we need Diddy back home now. Yeah, man, Diddy. It's one thing about that, man. See, you know, a lot of people saying that when Sean, because he gonna get out. Right, he gonna get out. Real talk. He gonna get out. And a lot of people think they ain't gonna mess with him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get out. People think he ain't gonna get out, but he gonna get out. And that's real spill. He ain't gonna stay put up. You know what I'm saying? Because he done lost money during these times. And a lot of people still gonna fuck with him. And the people that distance themselves from him, guess what? They'll be back. They'll find their way back. It's just like homeboys, when the heat come on, they go that way, right? And guess what happened? They come right back when they cool off, right? So he gonna get the money back and they'll be back. I keep telling y'all, them trolls showing up, man. They gonna get handled, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do nothing but laugh, man. Hey, man, look, it's hands off. I ain't got no hands on, man. You got other snipers in here wearing and his boots on the ground, man. So y'all come over here out in a respectful manner, man. Y'all can hang around. And even y'all can even troll a little bit. We accept trolls. Y'all can troll a little bit. We ain't tripping. We do no tripping, nor we disrespect you. But I tell you what we do, we get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no doubt that pistol smoking. Look at him talking about Diddy in the attic. Yeah, I know it. He up there right now. Oh, boy. You gotta love it, man. Today Friday, man. If you got paid today, put a 1 in the chat. Today Friday. If you got paid some kind of check, put a 1 in the chat, man. Real talk. If you got paid Today, put a 1 in the chat. Somebody put a 0 in that bitch. We need to try to fix that, man. You know what I'm saying? We got 51 in, man. If you got paid today, put a 1 in the chat, man. Don't be embarrassed, man. Don't be embarrassed, man. Yeah, the world ain't designed for everybody to be rich. Some people got to go to work, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Real talk. Because I'm going to tell you like this here. A 0 means shit, he ain't do nothing. Let me see what my boy Damon said. Do I think TDC will ever use the money it's been adopted to put? Hell no, ain't no air conditioning coming in there. Yeah, for 25 years I was in there. They didn't have no air conditioning, and they didn't have no air conditioning before I did 25 years. So can you imagine them not putting no air conditioning in the Texas Department of Criminal? For anybody in the chat that asking my opinion, this was a person asked me, do I think they will ever put air conditioning inside of Texas prisons? That is a negative. In other words, that means no. There's no air conditioning going inside Texas prisons at all. Real talk. They ain't spending no money on that. You know why? You got to understand one thing. Let's step into this zone right here for a minute, right? Let's step into this zone for a minute right here, right? I was in prison when they had 2 halves in the field, right? Real talk. I was in the Texas prison system when they had 2 halves in the fields, right? And that wasn't in no 2000s. None of that shit, right? In other words, what I'm saying, I was in the prisons in the 80s, and there was men in prison before me, right? We went to work 2 halves, right? Sometimes we rolled on the back of the trailer. Sometimes we ran to work, right? Can you imagine running to work in the fields and holding the Aggie on your back? Can you imagine that? You know, we just stepping away from this conversation because I'm addressing a conversation right now, right? Now, can you imagine 100 and something degrees, right? You know what I'm saying? 100 and something degrees outside, 2 halves, right? You could come to penitentiary, a fairly light-skinned person, right? And you can go to the field for a month and people wouldn't even recognize you. What I mean by that, if you was black when you got there, you're gonna be blacker. And if you was Hispanic and you was brown when you got there, you was gonna be black. And if you was a Caucasian when you got there, you gonna be brown like a Mexican. That's how the fields did you when I was in the field. They had 2 halves, and you did everything in the field. If a man ain't never picked no cotton, guess what? You gonna pick it enough. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no doubt. I was locked up when they had wooden benches in there. And every ride that you get into, every piece of wood in the day room is gonna be broke apart. Nails in the wood this long. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Ain't no doubt you're gonna have a real suntan. Like I said, I was in prison before they put the iron benches in there, right? And every ride you get into is nails in that piece of wood this long, right? And that was used as your weapon in the day room against another person, right? That's what I'm telling you. And it wasn't no good time. Was Fleece Johnson there? No, he wasn't there with me. He wasn't there with me. That was a long time ago. Ain't no doubt. What I'm saying is this. It wasn't no good time when I was in that joint. No. And it ain't nothing to even be talked about. You know, because my thing is this, right? Yeah. A lot of people didn't make it back. So when I hear dudes talking about that shit now, I don't even respond to it. I just listen and I don't judge because everything was different when I was there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And how old were you in the government center? I probably was about 17 years old. Probably about 17 when I went to the government center. Y'all gotta remember, I came from an oppressed situation, man. So, shit, when I went to the streets was the streets, man. When you get caught, you just go to jail. You don't tell it on nobody. You just go to jail and suffer the consequences and repercussion from it. You know what I'm saying? No, ain't no help once you reach the government center. Once that door closed, it's gonna be a big old sound, and when you get in there, ain't no helping you. And that's why I think back on all the times that these boys is going to jail and going to prison. And I don't like to speak on that shit too much, but they wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it. Cause the government center, to be honest, was really harder than prison. Real talk. It was really harder than prison. Real talk. When you stepped on that tank, they had different tanks, right? They had different tanks, right? They had the aggravated tank where everybody on this tank been to prison. And back then, they don't give a damn if you've been to prison or not. They didn't care if you've been to prison. We know one thing: you committed an aggravated you committed an aggravated crime in the world, so you going up here where the aggravated people at, right? And they putting you right on that tank, 17 years old. Everybody been to prison in this tank, right? Everybody been to prison, and you coming in here and you ain't never been to prison. Can you imagine that at 17? Well, that's the shit I went through, right? And ain't no catching that Jack Mac when you get it now. You gonna line it up for real. Shit. You gonna line it up for real. Real talk. You gonna line it up for real. Yeah. You gonna line it up for real. That's why I tell people, y'all ain't seen that fucking jail like I have. Y'all, It's totally different, real talk. You know what I'm saying? My boy said, I called my ass a misdemeanor my first time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I wish I would have called a misdemeanor the first time, right? I called a motherfucking felony and had the pleasure of going on that tank. You know what I'm saying? I had the pleasure of going on that tank and had to line it up, man. Day room time. And guess what? We out here. You just got here, put your shit down and come on out here in the day room, man. I'm going to the day room. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the day room, line it up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw. If you lose, there go that fucking mop ring over there. See, it's a mop ring that used to sit in the day room, right? That's how you can tell if somebody was back then. It's a mop ringer sit in the day room. So when you lose, that mop ring is for you. What you do with the mop ringer, you take care of business with it. See, it only take one time for you to do that, and everybody else gonna get out the way. You know what I'm saying? It only take one time with that mop ringer, and everybody else gonna get out of the way. But times done changed now, right? So times change now, and I don't even be trying to convince nobody of what happened or what didn't happen, right? When I was in there was a lot of people in there, so they know. They know the situation. They seen what happened. They seen the outcome, but they wasn't giving you shit. There's only one in there now. It was two in there. You had two mop buckets, right? You had two mop buckets on every tank when you go on there, the yellow mop bucket, right? And they didn't have that plastic. Remember what I'm telling you. They didn't have the plastic. They had the real mop ringer. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Ain't no doubt. See, he know what I'm talking about. With them white, ain't no doubt. One-piece jumper. See, that's what I had on. Yeah, real talk. You know what I'm saying? They had the mop bucket with the real ringer on it. the one that'll send you places when you trying to watch TV. You know what I'm saying? And that motherfucker hurt. And they had, hey man, I ain't trying to get into all this shit, man. See, boss man, you wrong, man. So they had the long, ain't no doubt that's still. They had the long, they called it the long shitter brush, about this long, right? You know, so when you lose, you know what I'm saying? And they also had the mop with the metal ring on. It wasn't plastic. I'm talking, ain't no doubt. Yeah, they had, that's what I'm talking about. They had the whole mop bucket. You know what I'm saying? They had the whole mop bucket that was metal, right? And that's why I try to tell people, man, that motherfucker was harder than, hey man, that was harder than prison. Government center was harder than prison, right? And no disrespect to nobody. You better make sure when you go there that they put you on the right tank, right? What I mean by that, see, they had tanks where all black, all white boys. They had all them tanks for various reasons, right? Now, if you black and you go on the white boy tank, you better hair up and tell them people they got you in the wrong spot. Yeah. Now, they didn't have no fan motors in there. They had to, they didn't have no fan motors. Wasn't no fan motors in that government center, right? But like I said, when you enter that door, right, and whatever your color is, you better make sure you get on the right tank, right? Because if you in any other color than the people in the tank, you better hurry up and go the other way when they try to close that door behind you. If they put you on the Hispanic tank, you say, hold up. No, I'm in the wrong tank, right? You better hurry up and get out of that tank. And if they put you in the white boy tank, right? Guess what? You better tell the people, no, I'm in the wrong tank. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey man, if you go in that tank and that door closed behind you, guess what? You better hope like hell. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell people, man. They ain't seen shit. I was already in the fire when I went to motherfucking jail. I wasn't in the fire when I went to no Ferguson unit. I wasn't in no fire then, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the motherfucking fire, was in jail. Yeah, that's where you gonna get really, really, really tossed up at. Yeah. Some treacherous things, man. But anyway, man, I'm off of that, man. I ain't trying to, hey, man, I'm off of that, man. Y'all quit playing, man. Enough of that shit. Y'all trying to get me to tell a silly story, man. I already see y'all trying to trick me. Y'all trying to trick me, man. I ain't trying to tell no silly stories. I see what y'all trying to do. Yeah, for real. Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt. Real talk. Yeah, you almost got me, man. Trying to get me to tell a silly story, man. I ain't trying to tell no, I told y'all I ain't doing all that right now, man. Real talk. Y'all trying to get me to tell a silly story. Yeah, I said, you right, brother. Let them know. I already let them know shit, that they playing now. I already seen that shit up and close. You know what I'm saying? I seen the best of the best get their ass hooked up. You know, real talk. And, they can believe it or not. It is what it is. Yeah, I already see you trying to push it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, boy, y'all almost tricked me then, boy. Hey, man, y'all almost tricked me, man. Yeah, I already told you I retired from them goddamn silly stories, man. I retired, man. Y'all trying to trick me into that shit, man. Hey, man, I almost fell for the banana in the tailpipe, man. Almost, man. Not so fast, my friends. Not so fast. I had to come on back around the corner to this side of the fence, man. All that shit, I keep telling you, all that shit was bad times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, ain't no doubt. I know you on the road and that shit gonna carry you right on in where you going. Hey, Hey, man, all that shit was bad times, man. People don't understand that all that shit was bad times, man. That shit was bad times, man. I seen so much shit in that motherfucker, man, real spill. I seen so much, it don't make no sense, man. Yeah, and it don't make no sense, man. Hey, man, and it's crazy, because check this out. You know, I already told y'all a long time ago, I ain't into, said none of that shit, man. That's from the past. We all grown. Ain't no doubt. Real talk. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's why I say, man, we grown now, man. You know what I'm saying? We all us grown, man. We made it to the other side, and I'm glad people see that, man. That's why I tell people, check this out. This is real spill, man. Y'all know I like to be humorous and tell, situations and jokes and all that shit, right? Check this out, man. That's why I'm the way I am. That's why I tell y'all I smile every day when y'all see me on here. I got a reason to smile. You know why? Because I've seen so many men die. Real talk. That's why I smile. In my 25 calendar years, I seen so many men didn't make it back, right? In the same war they was in, I was in it. And I'm here and they not. That's why I say, you know what I'm saying? That's why I smile every day, man. I got a reason to smile. The people that's not here no more, they wish they was here smiling, but they can't smile because they not here. I like to call it, they died during wartime, right? It was wartime and they didn't make it back. Real talk. Yeah. Ain't no doubt. That's why I said, you'll never ever see me. This is real spill, man. And I always encourage people to do this, man. Real talk. If you've been through a real struggle and you made it back and you woke up this morning, guess what? You ain't got no time to be arguing with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, you ain't no doubt. Real talk. It's like he said, ain't you successful? We never saw you mad or argue. That's ain't no doubt. But I realized real quick, man, that me engaging in arguments with somebody in another state and another, hey man, I don't do all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ain't no doubt. Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. You have to understand and recognize your blessing. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Shy? What's up? What's up? Y'all hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I say, that's why I tell people all the time, recognize your blessing, man. Because the minute you forget that it's a blessing for you to be where you at, then that's when you lose yourself inside of somebody else's situation. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. Ain't no doubt. Yeah, you got to, you know what I'm saying? You have to smile, man. It don't cost nothing, man. It don't cost nothing to be generous. What I mean by that, it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money because a man can be the richest person in the world, and guess what? He could be broken spirit. And when a man is broken spirit, guess what's gonna happen? That man or that woman is gonna be angry every day. Real talk. We see it every day. If you wake up and you go from point A to point B, guess what? And these particular people are angry every day, that means they got broken spirits, bro. That means they got broken spirits. And when you come amongst those people, man, I believe in energy, man. If the energy is not on the level of my energy, then I'm in the wrong place. And it'll be no disrespect. I just get up and leave because I don't owe nobody no explanation for why I'm here or why I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So that's why I tell people, recognize people that have broken spirits, man. A person, man or woman, that have had his spirit broken by something or somebody, those are the most angriest people in the world, man. Real talk. That's why you see so many people angry in this world. Something or somebody broke their spirit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Real talk. Yeah, I can, ain't no doubt, man. That's why I say, man, be thankful for the things you got, man. Don't worry about what you're trying to get, man. Because all you have to do is keep living, and I guarantee you, resources will find their way to you. Real talk. You know how sometimes y'all hear people say, I'm chasing the bag, I'm chasing this, I'm chasing that. A man that chases anything rarely ever gets it. Remember that. A man that chases anything rarely ever gets it. Because if it's running from you, that means you're not worthy of having it, man. Real talk. Anything in life that's running from you, you're not worthy of having it. Or it's not your time to have that. Right? That's why I sit back when I hear that, damn, they say, they don't understand what they saying though. When they say, I'm chasing the bag. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah, ain't no doubt. When you hear people say this, oh, I'm chasing the bag. I'm chasing the bag. I'm chasing the bag. Well, my brother, sister, if you at the age of 60 or 70 right now and you still chasing that bag and you ain't got it yet, then I'll tell you something. I get it though. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Real talk. You know? And when you hear that, you know what I'm saying? That's a never-ending chase. Hey, man, just be satisfied with what you got, man. Be satisfied with what you got, man. You know what I'm saying? I told somebody something long time ago, and I still standing on that. Know what that is? I'd rather be lucky than rich. You know why? Because a rich man got problems. I'd rather win $300,000-$400,000 every now and then and manage my losses versus being in that spot. Because once you cross over, you got way more problems than you had before you had it. And a lot of people get lucky to get it and don't know how to keep it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people get lucky to get it and don't know how to keep it. And then when they lose it, they lose themselves. When they get it, they lose themselves. Y'all better stay with me because sometimes I might take off in a different direction. Y'all better stay with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ain't no doubt. Y'all better stay with me because y'all know I might take off in a different direction, man. You know, I come here to nothing more than documentation. When I come on what I say, this is nothing more than documentation, right? With the hopes of somebody getting something that they didn't have before I came, right? Because that in which what I know, it's all come from what I've been through, right? And it's not for me to gatekeep it, right? I got to get that shit away. You know how sometimes people say, you got to pay for the whatever, they call it a game. I don't call it no motherfucking game because what I've been through wasn't no fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, you too, man. Take it slow, and guess what? Be safe out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah. The game is to be told. Game is to be sold, not to be told. Well, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. I'm gonna give it to you. I ain't gonna sell it to you. I ain't gonna sell it to you. You know why? I wanna see you win. I wanna see you win. And what I give you, you can't cash it in no way. You know why? Cause it's my motherfucking story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real talk. You can't cash my story in. It's like a fake check. If you try to duplicate the things that I told you that happened in my situation, it ain't gonna work out, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. That's why I tell people, man, write your own story, and sometimes you can't write your own ending. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah. That's why I tell people, man, write your own story. Yep. Ain't no doubt. That's why I say, man, the worst thing for people to do in this world, man, and I'm gonna leave it at this, and y'all weigh it out the way y'all wanna weigh it out. The hardest thing for people in this world to do is to keep it real with themselves. That's the hardest thing for people to do, is to keep it real with themselves. They'll keep it real with the man across the street. They'll keep it real with the guy around the corner, right? And they'll keep it real with everybody else. But when it comes to keeping it real with themselves, they'll lie to themselves. Real talk. Yeah. People will lie to themselves. You know? Real talk. And that's because people will try so hard to impress the next person that he or she get caught up in his own game. Like Barnum told Bailey, man, a sucker is born every day. Remember what I said. Barnum told Bailey that a sucker is born every day. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah. To make yourself feel better, always needing validation. I say it all the time, but I'm not the only one to see that. People that can see it, see it. But I also say this, we live in a culture, man, where people are very influenced by social media, right? But they're influenced by the wrong thing. Because you got a lot of good people that say a lot of good things, right? And can give people a lot of real instructions. But they don't want to be around them type of people. They want to be around the other type of people that, you know, that blow smoke up their bottom. Put it like that. You know, I had to tailor my words a little bit, right? That's just the way I am. And I tell people, my story ain't no bigger than yours, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, I ain't no bigger than the next man. You know, I always like to say it's next man up. That's just the way I live my life. It's the next man up. You know, when I leave here, somebody else come. And this shit is an everlasting cycle. That's the way life is. You go through phases. You learn certain things, and you pick and choose of what you want to do out of them certain things you learn. And some people never learn nothing. Don't be them kind of people. Don't be them kind of people. You know, and always hold yourself accountable for your actions, man, because it's your actions that get you in the stuff, and it's your actions that get you out of stuff, right? Hold yourself accountable for your actions, man. But that's hard for a lot of people to do. Why? Because they like to play the blame game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Money doesn't buy happiness. I don't know why everybody chases. I understand it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the attraction of having it, right? But people don't understand money is a tool, man. It's not for you to be a slave to the money. It's a tool to provide you with the things that you need in life, right? And that tool is to be used in certain areas. And the number one area is to help other people. But I get it. We live in a world where people like to put themselves above everybody else versus extending a hand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real talk. People don't understand that if you in a position to bring people that are worthy along, remember what I said, people that are worthy, because you can't give everybody money before you educate them on what to do with the money. That'll be like a dog chasing his tail. If you don't educate people what to do with the money when you give it to them, they're gonna be broke tomorrow, right? But I understand, man. Money is an attraction, man, and it makes people feel good. It makes people feel good, man. Real talk. Yeah, give a homeless man a house, ain't no doubt. That's why I never understood why people would take turkeys and give out turkeys to people with no stove or nowhere to cook it. What good is that gonna do? You give out 500 turkeys and a man don't have a stove to cook it in, right? Or a plate to put it on. Why you give this man that turkey? It wasn't for the man, it was for you. It was to make you feel good. It's only for the purpose of attention from other people. I get that, but most people don't. When a man turn the corner and he give away 500 turkeys, the whole world gonna shine a light on him because he gave away 500 turkeys. But they don't add the other part to it. You give away 500 turkeys, but you don't give a man a stove. You don't give him nothing. You just giving away turkeys, right? That's only for the sole purpose of you getting that, right? That's only for the sole purpose of you, for the light to be shined on you. You know? But that's the wool that the people don't see, right? Anyway, enough of that, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. And like I said, man, the day is Friday, man. For those that got paid, don't spend that money all in one place. And today was a good day for Shannon Sharpe. Whether he paid it off, however he settled the case, his name would no longer be drugged in the public's eye. And we might see him on First Take, or we might see him on ESPN. But I tell you this, man, every lesson in life can be learned from somebody else. Remember what I tell y'all, because you never know when you're gonna be put in that person's position. You don't know if you're gonna be a multi-millionaire tomorrow, right? You don't know that because you never know what tomorrow gonna bring. That's why you always have to pay attention to the things that's worth paying attention to. Number one rule of law, pay attention to the things that's worth paying attention to, because you never know when you will be in that person's position. And you might not never be in that position, but it's always good to educate yourself. Real spill. Until next time, y'all do me a favor, man. Stay up, stay free, because without your freedom, you got nothing. Salute.